like it's all going to be, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Call the meeting to order, please. All cell phones, electronic devices are off or on vibrate at this time. And, Ms. Darling, would you please lead us in our prayer and pledge this evening?
Our dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you, Lord, for this day. We ask, Lord, that you will send us some rain, Lord. You know that we need it. We ask, Lord, that you will guide and direct us, Lord, as we make the decisions for the city of Ballinger. In your precious name, amen.
Amen.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah. All right, consider approval of the minutes of the July 5th, 2016 meeting. Y'all have time to review.
I make a motion we approve the minutes with correction.
Second.
This one page.
It's only one. That was way good.
I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that every time. This one do that one.
Did you second?
Yes.
You did? Okay, all in favor say aye. Thank you.
Aye.
Thank you. Visitors who are not on the regular agenda will be given the opportunity to address the council on any subject at this time. I don't know if y'all are on the agenda or not.
I am not
No.
on the agenda.
No.
I just came to see what was going on with the mobile home stuff.
That's actually one of them, part of it.
Yeah.
We're working on it still. Where's it there? Mr. Coles.
Yes, I am here to, the property at, I believe it's 1308 North Broadway.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
That's on our agenda.
That's on the agenda.
yes, sir.
Okay, I could wait in on it, or do I need to speak now?
Is that okay?
Yeah, you're gonna talk about that property?
Yes, sir,
Yeah.
I was approached by,
If you want, we can wait till it comes up on the agenda.
yeah, we can wait.
That way we can have discussion with you on that.
That'd be fine.
Not a problem. Thank you, sir. All right, moving along. Remove from the table, discuss and take action on the bid submitted by Alton Fischer to concrete work, or for concrete work to repair the intersection located at Broadway Avenue and 11th Street.
Do we need to remove the table or decline it?
We need to remove the table and then we'll decline the bid. We tabled it last week, or 2 weeks ago. We went, 2 weeks ago, we were instructed to get other bids or alternative solutions. After visiting with Scott Watkins, we found an alternative solution that's going to save us about half of the cost of the bid. We have not technically started anything. We're waiting on council approval, but we are prepping the area on 8th Street by the elementary school between the apartments. I guess the teachers park on that side by the old gym. And then the whole street of Broad, that runs directly in front of the elementary, down past that intersection of 11th Street. And then ultimately, we're going to head back up 11th Street, past Country Club, I think to Avenue E. D or E, one of the two, right past Country Club. Although Clyde informed us on Friday we may need to kill out some lines before we do that, so 11th Street's going to get postponed a little bit. But right now, we'll start on 8th Street, and then we'll do Broad. That's going to cost approximately $20,000. And so, for half the cost, we can do much more improvements.
I make a motion to go ahead.
And it's going to last several years, so it's not.
It's not going to be forever fixed.
It's not gonna be
It's not
like
be
concrete.
forever.
It's not going to be a concrete,
It's
but
not gonna be last on the concrete.
with maintenance and everything else, and now that we've got the equipment to do the maintenance and the upkeep that we need to do, you're looking at 20 to 30 years.
Make a motion to table the bid by Alton.
Table or decline?
You should.
We move the table.
Remove from the table.
Okay.
That was more like it. Motion to remove from the table, discuss, take action on the bid from Alton Fischer.
And I second
And thank you. Now,
Action.
action.
We're gonna vote, right?
Yes, to decline.
Do we have to vote on that one? We just grab first, second, we have one.
Yes.
that. All in favor?
I'm not gonna be difficult.
No, that is not a speed. Motion to remove it.
All in favor?
So all in favor, say
Aye.
Now, motion to decline.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
I second.
third, no. Anything else, Mr. Rogers?
We have to vote on that motion to decline. We just did.
No, you just called for the first and second.
We got the lesson.
Man, even Ed's on it tonight.
Wow.
Motion to decline, please.
All in favor? Aye.
Hey, Philip, let's trade sheets.
No, you got that seat, man.
Okay.
Are you happy now? No, it's Philip back.
I'm very good. That's it.
All right, discuss and take action to approve the request to allow a Veterans Day Parade on November 11th, 2016.
This is going to be on Friday, November the 11th. Hopefully we'll be in a playoff game that day. The ceremony will leave the courthouse at 10 a.m. and the parade will begin at 10 a.m. The parade will be at 11. I think they have a route on here some. I guess not. It's going to probably be the same parade that they've done the last.
Well, we have to do that, or we'll let it.
They need to take.
They need to take care of the TxDOT, but TxDOT's going to require they get our permission first.
Okay.
So you have to do this and they have to give
You know, a
them.
few years ago, that regardless of the day, well, that's when the football game was played. November 11th, Coleman.
Really?
Excuse me, just a minute.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I make a motion that we allow Veterans Day Parade on November the 11th.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
There, everybody's back and happy. All right, discuss and take action to pass an order to call a city officers election for November 8th, 2016.
Make that motion.
Second.
A second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Discuss and take action to amend the trailer house and travel trailer ordinance. You should have a copy of what was presented as far as age in your packet.
This is in addition to what we've already done, right?
Correct.
Yes, correct.
To modify it and involve a little bit more teeth
It would,
by age.
once a mobile home becomes 10 years old, it cannot be moved to another address, so you
This
can't.
was taken from another,
Is
Grady.
it Bront?
Brought, oh, that was Grady, sorry.
Yeah. If once it's 10 years old, it can't be moved. If it is moved, it has to be moved outside of the city. You can't use a mobile home or travel trailer for a storage building. And you have to have title showing a VIN number with the make and year model and must accompany the building permit. What age?
Yeah,
10 years.
then you say, and when the first one, got something about, you could move it in if it's old.
There's a certain, I can't remember the exact year, but we did, that was what we did back in, was it September?
Oh, yeah, cannot be relocated in the city.
Yeah,
An older mobile home
So what
travel
do they
trailer
call
cannot be
older?
relocated.
10 years.
10 years.
Well, so if somebody's bringing in a mobile home, 2006 model, that's okay, but if it's 2005, no. Is that what that's saying?
once a mobile home becomes 10 years, an older mobile home or travel trailer cannot be relocated to the city. And so anything over 10 years could not be allowed to come into the city.
Okay, so that needs to be.
That would probably need to be delineated, yes, in the order. So you could say anything over 10 years or older cannot be located in the city. Once a mobile home becomes 10 years or older, it cannot be moved to another address. If it is moved, it must be moved out of the city. A mobile home or travel trailer cannot be used as a storage building. And title showing the VIN number with the make and year model must accompany the building permit.
So in our original, we did say that no mobile homes 10 years or older can be moved in.
I believe we have that in there, yes.
There's so many legally challenged that.
It's been my experience that
The rules are just the rules. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, anybody who wants to challenge it can certainly do so. These things are pretty much regulated by TDHCA.
Make a motion to approve the additions to the trailer house travel trailer ordinance.
Second?
Let's do
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
What? Oh, you keep pointing at me. so-
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, discuss and consider the condemnation of the property located at 1308 Broadway. You should have pictures and information in your packet concerning that.
Clay, did you want to add anything to that?
That really doesn't have any bearing on mobile home, what's considered a mobile home that's in the city guide, which y'all all know what.
That was in, I thought that was in the one we passed
Back
a few
in,
months back.
yeah, back in the fall.
Yeah, do you have a copy of that one?
No, I don't. I just saw it on this.
Well, we can get you a copy of that. We passed that a few
I
months
just
ago.
wanna, another trailer house goes in by my house, it's another quite a bit of money I lose every time the trailer house goes in. And I don't want that to happen again. Even though they say that one's not a trailer house, it's a trailer house. I don't care what anybody says.
Well, we have to go by legal. I hear what you're saying.
Well, I want to be
because
protected from that kind of stuff.
I have a trailer house right next to my house, and it is a trailer house.
Right, but that
You
was,
could look and see, it would be a trailer house, no matter what you say, what anybody says, but we have that.
I wouldn't have never put my house up there when, the guy says a mobile home is not supposed to be in that area. Well, everybody knows it's a mobile home. Come on, and what's in the city guidelines, it's considered a mobile home by what the ordinance is, or whatever that is in your book. But then, whatever y'all said that Texas overrode y'all or whatever. So,
HUD, TDHCA, it's called a modular home,
modular home is a mobile
Not to them.
not to them.
home. So I'm still not protected. So somebody could put another trailer house up behind me,
A trailer house or a modular home?
a modular home.
I would have to tend to say, yeah. And there's really not a whole lot we can do. We're really hamstrung by what HUD makes us do. We're hamstrung. And I'll go back to the city of Snyder. Got hit with a massive lawsuit. And they had to amend their ordinances in a hurry.
Have y'all amended the ordinance for here of what the thing's been that way, saying it comes in on axles and,
That's what we did last.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on.
That's what we did.
so basically y'all made it.
We amended it to HUD.
We put as much restraint on it as we legally can.
We did do our due diligence, we did dig deep, we did call other cities that had done it, we asked them what they did that was within the guidelines of legal, and that's what we tried to put into ours. This is a modification just to add to that, because I think Steve found it in Brunt's code, brought it to our attention, and we said, well, if we can modify it and add that, then we do, so that's what we just did. But we did do the other, as was requested.
The only thing I think you could possibly do is create a zone that doesn't include modular homes. I don't know if that's.
But see, that was what Snyder did. They tried to not allow modular housing in an R1.
Right.
And the Modular Home Builders Association of America or whatever, and the realtors came in and said, no, you gotta allow housing in there.
But why are they not doing that in bigger cities then?
What bigger cities?
Like San Angelo, they're not letting them in certain areas.
They're not, you're talking about on vacant lots and new
Yeah, well,
developments
in
and
the
whatnot?
town where all the homes are nice brick homes, they're not letting a modular home come in there.
Most of the time, they're probably not allowing, they probably couldn't afford the lot for a month for such a house. You're gonna have to have setbacks and so on and so forth that you're gonna have to meet.
Right.
Are you talking about in the middle of the established neighborhood, or are you talking about in a new development?
South side of the town. where all the new homes are. If I wanted to put a new modular home in that part of town, they would not let me.
The developers own those properties.
Okay?
The way it works is the developer owns that lot, and if you buy that lot, then you have to build the house that he builds you.
Or there are other requirements. I know in Austin, what they did was if you buy this lot, you have a requirement that it has to be this many square feet, it has to have these
Yes.
features on the outside.
Well, I mean,
So much brick, so much.
right. Because how I understand, I'm not against the person who put the house next to me because it was approved by the city. I understand that. But how I understand is what they put in that deal is it was worth $180,000 and there's going to be stone on the front of it. None of that's happened. So the house cannot be worth $180,000. So whatever they put on there saying they didn't tell the truth on it. You know, so the house is not worth $180,000. I mean, yeah, I could buy one of those for about $115,000 at the very most. But they were because he even told me, he said, I'm going to put stone on the front of it, I'm going to do this, and none of that stuff has happened.
Has it even been a year yet?
Huh?
Has it been a year yet?
Well, that's been right every year. Because it was last summer when you were calling over that trailer, you know?
Okay.
It's right at that, you know? And that's my main concern, because I know that another person behind at that lot, and I've heard that they're wanting to put something out there. So that's a big concern of mine, because can I put a mobile home up anywhere in town I want, or a modular home?
You could in R1.
In an R1.
Any R1?
I mean, that's what we're restricted, that's
If you
what
do.
that says.
Yeah. If you got an R1, you can put it up.
Modular homes,
If there's a new development out there, you can have new subdivision regulations, which is what San Angelo uses to keep modular homes from coming in. They have subdivision regulations, but
Right.
we don't have subdivisions in Ballinger, Texas. We
We
have
don't have
exactly.
massive development to enforce that.
It's gonna hurt y'all's tax revenue. People are gonna be moving out when that starts happening.
We can strengthen them as much as we can. I think we got a pretty restrictive ordinance as much as we can have one. We've had that one in a year. We haven't had any others that I know of.
Well, they have no buildings on in this town. That's probably the reason, but
That's been a discussion we've had as a council. One of the issues is the garden variety individual in Ballinger just can't afford $130 a square foot for a house. They just,
right.
they're not going to pay $130,000 for 1,000 square feet. And that's problematic. It's very problematic for any kind of growth.
I mean, I'm just saying it's gonna hurt the city. I mean, if you had a nice home that you spent $300,000 on, and a modular home went right by you and you thought that there was already an ordinance in that would not allow that, that probably devalued my house by about $40,000 to $50,000. What I talked to realtors and I talked to insurance agents, so I lost $40,000 to $50,000 by that thing going in next to my house. And if another one goes in, guess what? I even lost more money. You know, so you can see my concern.
I definitely feel your frustration.
Because I mean, if I'd have bought the property and there was a trailer house beside it, I understand if something's been in there before, you can't do nothing about that. Because once they get in, they're there for good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I understand that portion, but I don't know. It's just crazy.
I can promise you that we looked at that ordinance, we looked at all the cities around, and we made it as restrictive as we legally can make it. I mean,
It just seemed like there would be some kind of ordinance you put in there would stop that from going on.
Really there isn't. I mean, it's just, they have taken it and it's now what we call a double wide, it's now a modular home. They beefed up the, I guess the inner workings, the infrastructure of the house itself. I mean, there's some differences that you see inside the walls that you don't see outside the walls.
Yeah.
Um,
But there's not a solid foundation under those things either. There's not a footing under it, there's footing on each side, but there's not a footing all around it. You know, it's way different than, I used to be in home building, so I know if you have footing all around it, or you got concrete all around it, that's considered a home. If you don't have concrete around the whole thing or the whole bottom, it's not considered home, it's considered, I guess, a modular home now, whatever the pretty new law is on that, but, okay.
But there's modular homes being in San Angelo being built right now, and they don't have a solid, other than what they do is they build it with 2x6 or 2x8 purlin.
Right.
They build the frame all the way around, they make it steel,
Mhm.
and then they build the house on top of that, and they move the whole thing and set it on a
Right.
basically block foundation, you know.
Understood.
They're still calling that a modular home, and it still looks,
So if I want to buy property anywhere in this town, I can put modular homes in this town.
you buy the lot, put a modular home.
R1 or R2.
Or, yeah, well, you can't put it on commercial order.
Right, I understand that.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a home area, a
It's
residential area, they can go anywhere in this town.
R1 or R2.
Including the house?
Well, not the floodplain,
No,
The floodplain is what gets us.
not the floodplain, and that's something we don't control too.
that's, again, that's HUD, you can't,
I was just, I mean,
You can-
I
you can-
was just trying to clarify that.
you can build in the floodplain, but you probably will not get financing to build a house in the floodplain. And your flood insurance will be, probably more than the house.
Not to get off the beaten subject, I mean, not,
No, no.
let him finish, but I had a couple of questions about that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, my understanding was is if you tore down in the floodplain, you could not rebuild. And if you did rebuild, it had to be on a port, it had to be some type of portable building or some sort of.
You have to build up to a certain, and you have to get an engineer to tell you the certain height above the plane, above the flooded area. That's why Golden Chick is,
I see that, and I saw the salon across the street from Pick and Pack, how they were built up and.
yeah,
But there's others out there, well, I mean, I don't know if Walmart was there before the ordinance came in under that, or.
Walmart's not in the floodplain.
Really?
Floodplain ends at the Golden Chick.
But Ballinger corporate offices are, and you can't see it because it's not as pronounced, but that corporate office is built up.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
These are gradual, I mean, they did a good job of hiding it.
Well, where does that put the existing properties that are down in the floodplain?
They probably
I
just.
mean, most of them places down there are 50, 60, 70 years old and either falling apart or about to fall apart.
And the bad thing about that is, let's say you want to redo one.
Absolutely, that's what I'm,
So you can only put half the value of the home back into it.
wait,
Because that's what,
say that
so
again?
if that home is worth $50,000, you can only put $25,000 back into that house. And that's a restriction by the federal government, not us.
Are you kidding me?
No, that's not a rule.
That wouldn't repair, that
Yeah.
would be like defeating the purpose because that wouldn't complete the repairs of the home.
I
Yeah.
completely agree, but we don't have any control over that.
Wow. Okay, then what happened to the deal with the church? I know the church was built down there whenever this new ordinance went in, the church was built down here. What was the deal on that? Why was they allowed to completely rebuild? What happened there?
Which
I don't know.
Jesus Christ Church.
They didn't rebuild their infrastructure, they repaired the damage that was inside the building. Was it not?
That
No.
church
Talking about the
was,
new church.
say again?
You're talking about the new church, they were given an exemption because it wasn't a residential house. It wasn't residential. They got one.
Oh, the metal building itself was the new part? No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, if it's commercial, like we allowed that for that diesel shop over there. And what they did was they built the walls up high, so if the water comes, it won't catch the building. And so they just built their wall sheets up higher,
Mhm.
above a certain level.
What shop was that?
That diesel, it was a diesel, it was Lonnie's, wasn't it?
Yes.
Diesel,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, okay. I forgot about that.
Commercial
Okay.
is different than residential. And I don't know why that is, but we don't make those rules.
Well, let me ask you this then. Say an existing property down there, say for instance, Jeannie Fulton's property, the one that's right there next to the cities. Right there by the dog pound, or where the animal control place is, there's an empty lot right next to them. You understand where I'm at?
Yes.
If someone was to buy that property, on a commercial level, like for a business, could they be able to shop there?
They could.
They could.
They could.
Now, could they get financing for it? And could they get insurance for it?
Those are,
That's up in the air. Why would you pay money for that lot when you can get one in town for just a little bit more expensive out of the floodplain? And typically that's what happens, they just get out of the floodplain. Because the flood insurance is gonna be high. I mean, I know from Mueller, I have about 4 or 5 locations, I just go without flood insurance. I just can't get, I'm not, we're not willing to pay for it. So if a flood does come, I just gotta rebuild it, and check it out.
So you know what's really amazing about that is I grew up at 509 South 7th Street. I mean, from 10 months old. And even though Lake Ivy has been there, I know the water lines down there, and how in the world would it ever become a flood now that Lake Ivy is there with the release of the dam? Now, if that Lake Ivy hadn't been there, had been built there, I might say that there would be a flood down there in the flats down there. But now that Lake Ivy can release the water, how is there ever going to be a flood? So why did they even classify that as a flood
So
zone?
that's a great question, right? So we go back and we say, we want to redraw the flood lines, right? How much did that cost?
$350,000.
$350,000 they want to redraw the floodplain lines.
And then you know what we were told after that? That doesn't mean the Department of Justice would okay it. And
Just
we would
because
be out the
even though
money.
you spent the money, that don't mean that they would even.
No.
Right.
So who's in control of that? I mean, who makes the decision in that? What about the
What
family?
is the DOJ?
It's
Department of
FEMA.
Yeah, FEMA, yeah,
Actually, they're Department of Homeland now.
Justice? Okay.
yeah. So that's exactly what we did. We said, well, we'll go redraw these flood lines. And we asked, they said $350,000. Well, if we had oil rigs all outside of town and big windmills blowing, maybe we'd have enough money to do that, but we don't.
But even if you do that, even if you go through all the steps, they can still come back and say, we're not changing the lines.
So we're stuck.
Now, I know there's been, my grandmother's told me about several floods that have been here. Mr. Grindstaff, you told me about a flood that came down here, I believe it was in the 30s or something. We talked about that. But that was before the lake was ever built. You know, the water was ever, being controlled. Elm Creek in Colorado getting on the rise, yeah. I've seen it get pretty bad. We walked out of the front door down there at 7th Street down here before the bridge and seen water out in the street. But that was before the lake was ever built.
That was before that lake, many lakes above us,
And
and
many
all the
lakes above us.
conservation dams too.
Exactly.
So there's a
Now
lot.
you can walk across the Colorado. You know what I mean?
That is
Up
true.
until 2 months ago, you didn't walk across our lake.
True that. Glad to see water in there.
You're not lying.
Wow. And how do I pick up the actual, I guess, FEMA regulations for building and rebuilding, and what structures can go and what structures can, and if you're on a property, where can I get these rules and regulations from so I can read up on them? I need to study that.
You can go to the FEMA website, and that's just the general cop-out. I can try to see what I can find and dig up for you. You go to FEMA.org, you can start. That's a good place to start. Our engineer will probably have another place for you to go.
Who's more up to speed on that here in Ballinger that I can just go talk to?
I'm nowhere near the expert.
He knows the experts. Yeah, well, our engineer.
I was gonna say, I can call Ken Martin and we can get you some material on it. Ken Martin's is our consulting engineer. And there's home builders and construction guys that can swing you in the right direction.
Reason I ask these questions is because my firewood business is starting to take off. I mean, really good. And where I've started it at, which is down here in the flood zone.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to be the perfect place to have it because if a flood does come, it will float away. But it just so happened that Gene Fulton, Robert Owens, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my brother yet, but 3/4 of that block area, they belong, Davis and, what's that next one up on you? Right there. Huh?
Blum,
No, Blum is further down. Blum is south, down by your house, by the old house. I'm talking about towards, coming up this way from Davis.
Ball.
Yes. That block right there where Mr. and Mrs. Triggs used to own that home on the corner, I believe Alfred Wiseman and them are controller of it. I'm working on my way to acquire most of that block. And I need to find out the rules and stuff of what I'm allowed to have, what I'm not allowed to have, what I'm able to build, how much I'm able to build, and so I can put my finances together and know what it's gonna cost me to actually make this move if it comes along.
And it'll be commercial?
Yes, sir.
So that's the question.
It will be commercial. It certainly will be. Now, I'm currently at 410 South 7th Street, and that's one of the reasons why this property has intrigued me. When we get to this agenda here.
Sorry.
Okay.
It's the next one.
That's the next one.
Oh, okay.
Clay, you have anything else to add or subtract or? Okay. We did spend quite a bit of time doing it. We did spend a lot of hours trying to get everything we could, as you requested, to prevent that further. And a lot of due diligence was done, and a lot of writing was done, a lot of lawyer time was done. So it wasn't just let's do this. No. We pulled a lot of information from a lot of areas to do it. But I mean, we can get that as far as the updated, modified to you. Okay. Anything else? Good. All right, discuss and consider the condemnation of the property located at 1308 Broadway. You do have that information in your packet as well, and it's on screen.
This is, the property, it's on Broadway, it's right there where it kind of makes that S. There's a new there was a burrito place and it went out of business, and now there's a new burrito place across the street from it.
On the side street.
Yeah, skating rink, I think, is kind of over there. Yeah. But this is, that's the outside, and of course the inside's got a hole, big old hole.
Nobody lives there now?
I believe it's empty, is that correct?
So this is the one that had the fire.
Yes, that's on that blue tarp there.
So they had the fire here and they never moved back into that house?
Well, they never fixed it. They just kind of patched it until they couldn't deal with it anymore and then finally left, I believe, for that.
Okay.
So how are you involved, or what is your?
Well, I was approached by Sergeant Hollis this weekend, who was, I guess, is overseer of the property or the one controlling the property, and he told me that they were about to condemn the place because they left it in a mess and no one's repaired it, that he didn't have the money to repair it, and that it was also behind on taxes. We've been friends for many years, and he told me that if I would come and talk to you guys here at the city, and y'all would allow me to take over the property and get it back up to city code, and he would turn the property over to me with the agreement that I would take care of the taxes.
And you've seen the inside?
I haven't been inside that place in about a year.
Yeah, you might want to see the inside before
You might want to go look at it.
I mean, there's a lot of money starting from the roof all the way down.
Okay. Before you guys condemn it, I'd like to take, if you could give me a little time, I'd like to go look at it. I have the materials, I have the resources to put the home back together and bring it within city code. I don't know what type of time frame I would be looking at, or y'all would be demanding on that, or be requiring me to have in that, but if
In the past, we've given like 3 to 6 months
Yeah,
is what we give generally to get it back up to code.
and then you
Is there,
make regular reports back to the city.
Sure.
Either me, Steve, or Corey. This is where we're at, this is what we're doing. And you keep us in the loop on it. It's not one of those deals where we give you 6 months and we call you at Christmas and say,
your time's up?
yeah, you keep us in the loop, you keep us informed. That's how we've done it for the past. In fact, we condemned that house on 8th Street across from Davenport.
No?
No.
Wrote a letter.
Yeah.
We allowed them the same thing.
Yeah, we gave.
And they are making progress.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that's kind of a success story.
Well, I know I drove back this morning, and if the inside looks anything like the outside, I know I've got my work cut out for me.
I think the inside looks worse than the
That's,
outside.
yeah, I think the outside makes it look a little bit better than it should.
Is that why you said what you said this morning?
I would be hesitant to undertake it.
Well, if, I don't know, is there access into the home, or do I need to contact Sergeant Hollis to get access to go inside? Who do I get permission from?
We got these pictures, so we can probably get you in there.
Okay. You'll, make some arrangements, time and date that I can go up there and, go look at it. In fact,
It kind of just depends on what council wants to do.
I mean, I don't mind.
I mean,
we
we
take a shot at it. I don't mind giving them that opportunity.
we table it for 2 weeks. We won't be able to tear it down for another, well, condemnation's a whole other.
Right.
Well, and depending on how behind on taxes, whether
Do you know
the
how?
county will take it or not.
well, that's another thing that I needed to find out too. I hadn't talked to Robin over the office to find out how far it's behind the taxes, but I intend to do that sometime this week.
I would suggest that the next council meeting will be August the 5th. We can, it's August the 5th.
First.
August the 1st, excuse me. August 5th, Friday. I would recommend that we table this until August the 1st, to give the gentleman time to figure out which way's north, and then we can always come back in and take appropriate action after that.
And then I guess on August 1st,
That's a couple of weeks away.
Yeah,
Okay.
at least 2, but if you're not here, we're probably gonna go ahead and condemn it, but if you
Oh,
are here and you have a different answer, and yeah, that's.
I mean, if I come in and I tell you guys I'm gonna look at this thing, I won't just walk out on it, I'll at least come in and tell you what I decided
Yeah.
and where I plan on heading from there.
We
That's just
we
respect.
started out being really nice on this stuff, and then our first projects lasted 4 or 5 years, maybe.
yeah.
And so then we started tightening that whole thing down. So,
I understand that, and I'm not looking at
I
something.
mean, it's nothing about you, it's
Sure.
just, we have to do the right thing.
That'd be fine if, August the 1st.
You know, as far as bringing up the code, it's plumbing, electrical.
Yes, sir.
It's
Yes.
the whole
Yes.
smash.
I know it's the whole smash.
Okay.
You bet.
I'm
Make a
okay.
motion that we table the condemnation of property located for 208 Broadway until August 1st.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right,
Fantastic.
check the taxes and everything, and let us know something.
I certainly will.
Because our portion of the tax would be cheap. It's
Yeah, it's the school.
the school district, it's going to be the tough part.
Well, I'm going to, I'll do my research and have some information for you guys, August the 2nd. 5:30?
Second time.
Yes, sir.
August first. You said second, first.
August 1st.
August the
August
1st.
1st. Yes, sir.
August the 1st at 5:30.
Okay, we know. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a great evening.
You too, sir. All right, until approval of building permits, and I believe we have the one.
Yes, this is from Rusty Oldham and Shelley Harold, please. 1101 North 12th Street. They're looking to put a carport in. Value of the project's going to be about $2,000. The contractor is Kendall Deep. Looks like it's a den, sorry. 30 by 30 by 10 carport. And y'all can see where it's going to be located at.
We're still going to be told setback.
Yes.
Okay, I would-
I make a motion, we approve the building permits as presented.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Peter, the city administrator's bi-weekly report, please.
This one will be fairly short. Lake Ballinger is currently sitting at 75%. We are still fighting the manganese problem out of the water treatment plant. We are probably, in fact, we're used for the first time since I can remember, we're going 60% Ballinger and 40% Ivy. Ballinger's no longer the problem, Ivy's now become the problem. But we're still taking our full take of Ivy. It's just, just giving everybody a heads up, we are sending a ton of water from the plant to town. And so there are people watering yards or using more water than they've used before. The plant usually shuts down around 11 o'clock. Randy's running the plant till 3. And that indicates that people are watering their yards. And that's good. That being said, people will be getting their water bills soon.
Either the yard or the swimming pool.
Yeah. Although I did have a gentleman tell me he's been watering his yard 7 days a week.
Come on.
How would he tell you that?
You were 3 guesses, the first 2 don't count.
Our policy's 3 times a week, right?
3 times a week, but
Did y'all change that? I'm sorry.
yes,
Oh, you did?
yes,
Yeah, 3 times a week.
3 times a week. If you're watering 7 times a week, you either have way too much sand on
But
it.
you're not on the deal where you have to water on a certain day?
No.
Okay.
You pick
I didn't
your,
know that.
It's on our system 3 times a
you
week.
pick your 3 days. Absolutely no watering between 10 a.m.
Right.
and 5 p.m. I mean, that's just that just doesn't make sense. But anyway, just giving you all a heads up, when people get their water bills in July, they're going to be higher than normal. And we are prepared for that. Randy's been telling me this for 2 weeks. So we wanted to see if people would water their yards, kind of see what our demand is. And it's really, the demand's been pent up. For the record, and we will go into executive on this, but I just want to let you know the scores that I gave you are we did come in 4th in the initial invitation to participate from the Texas Water Development Board, 4th in the state overall. And so we have a couple of opportunities for the Phantom Waterline project. But like I said, we'll go into those things in executive. Street paving, 11th Street's completed and done. If you haven't drove down it, I would encourage you to do so. I'm satisfied with it. I think most people generally are. As I indicated earlier with the Alton Fischer agenda item, we are going to be doing some more street paving projects around Broad and 8th Street. We're trying to get some of the school traffic areas knocked out before school starts. And then we have other streets that we're going to try to go on. I have started the budgeting process for the 2016-2017 budget. I've already met with 2 departments to go through their budgets. I should meet with everybody by the end of this week. And then I'll meet with PD at the very end. I'm going low on revenue projections this year. I just don't see Phillips selling any more metal buildings in the
It's an
future.
election year, those are always tough.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it really is.
But, I mean, statistically, they're tougher.
Yeah. We did get some insurance quotes back today, and those are going to be some conversations we'll have to have when the budget workshop comes up. That's going to be somewhat problematic moving forward. Steve Cook has announced his intention to retire from the water treatment plant on August the 19th. Is that correct, Bob?
Yes.
And so,
19th
August,
of
yes. Yeah. So he'll be retiring. And that's another discussion that Randy and I have to have about staffing at the plant. Other than that, the water meter project, I wanted to give y'all an update on it. The city of Ballinger has put all its paperwork to the state. The state has signed off on everything. We're now waiting on the contractor to get their paperwork approved. I was hopeful to get this thing started by August. That hope is fleeting. But it's all on the contractor to make sure their I's are dotted and their T's are crossed. And that is, that's my report. Any questions, comments, concerns, anything you need to share with me? You will have a rough draft of the first version of your budget on August 15th. And then we can start planning a budget workshop after that. I have to get a copy to Bonita 30 days prior.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right, your request for future agenda items from city council. Does anybody have anything that needs to be on the agenda, please? Boy, how did everybody talk about that?
I can do it.
All right. Moving along. Ballinger City Council shall meet in executive session as authorized by Texas Government Code Section 551.071. Consultation with city attorney. Here update on alternative water sources. Resource, sorry. That's it, dude.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Have a good evening.
Y'all too.
Okey dokey.
I'm sorry, we didn't do it.